one sure sign is the return of the In Touch Credit Union Plano Balloon Festival. It starts today.
Dan was hoping to get off the ground this morning, but too many clouds, Dan? Is that what you're hearing?
That's a distinct possibility. Yeah, the conditions not as favorable as they were an hour ago, but things can change quickly, Lauren, so we'll keep a good thought. We're at the launch field right now, Oak Point Park in Plano. There's a lot of activity out here. A lot of crews have shown up. They were hoping to do a launch, all of these crews, this morning to sort of bring attention to the festival, and that could still happen if the clouds clear. Let's take a look. We've got the In Touch Credit Union balloon right there, and right next to it, there's one being inflated. It's called Southwest Sunrise, and there's one more balloon also being inflated just beyond that one. Oh, Remax is making a strong showing. They've got a couple of balloons in tandem right here. That's a pretty impressive sight. In fact, well, one balloon is off the ground, still tethered though. And then right here, the rainbow effect, the Fox 4 balloon is certainly inflated and ready to go. And here's the crew led by pilot Keith Barry. Hello, Keith.
Good morning, Dan.
One thing you're doing is keeping the balloon inflated, right, and every now and then that requires a blast from the burner.
Yep, just like this. We get a good hot blast and it keeps the balloon up in the air.
Yes, if you don't do that, eventually
it comes down.
Is it silk that the what is the material?
Ripstop nylon is what it is.
Okay,
yep.
that's
it's just like your windbreakers that you wear, but it is aircraft certified by the FAA, and so it's special ripstop nylon.
Okay, what are we hearing about the conditions in that cloud cover?
Yeah, right now the clouds are at about 600 feet above the surface. We have to have at least a minimum of 1,500 feet above the surface per the FAA to be able to fly. So right now we're on a weather hold. We're going to see if the conditions do clear and get out of here quick enough, and maybe we'll get a flight.
And one thing that's really working in our favor, you're saying now that the sun is up, the sun can burn off these clouds pretty quickly sometimes.
Sometimes, right. Yeah, it just depends on how thick it is and how well that it burns through. When the moisture layer burns through or evaporates, basically, the clouds go away and we get good clear air.
Safety is a huge consideration, and that's why pilots like you are overseen by the Federal Aviation Administration.
That's correct, yeah. Safety is the number one thing here. As a matter of fact, I'm the safety officer for the festival, and so one of the things that we want to make sure is that everyone does everything safely, the crowds enjoy it, we have a good time out here, and nobody gets injured.
All right, Keith Barry, pilot, and the crew, thank you so much. Yeah, they are keeping this balloon on the ground, leaning on it to make sure it doesn't go anywhere, and we're keeping optimistic that something will happen a little bit later this morning. But for now, that is the story from Oak Point Park in Plano. Let's throw it back to Tim and Lauren.
Thanks, Dan.
Burn, baby, burn, right?
The In Touch Credit Union Plano Balloon Festival opens to the public at 4 o'clock today, runs through Sunday. I'll be there this evening.
I'm going on Sunday.
All
so
right.
You kick it off and I'll wrap it up.
All right, that sounds fair. We've got a link to details on myfoxdfw.com. Hope to see you there.
He won't high-five me. I've been trying for weeks.